I am now walking through Monticello, the Thomas Jefferson plantation. Just went through a series of history lessons about living on the plantation, and I had to ask myself, if I were enslaved back then, how would my happiness and how would my joy be? And I guess that depends on where my spiritual evolution was, because there are a whole lot of people right now living in big mansions and just as miserable as they can be. And there are a lot of people working as janitors just as happy as they can be. So it's not really in the position, it's in the perspective. Always has been, always will be. Now, I know some positions are worse than others, but a lot of this stuff is really a matter of perspective. And it's also a matter of who is master over you. If you had a great master, then that made a difference if you had a real mean one. But even with a great one, I was in a tour on another island, and they talked about even he was the best master in the whole land, and yet people still rebelled. So sometimes it's just a matter of perspective. It's a matter of what you appreciate, whether you focus on what you got or what you're missing. And I think if I could maintain my perspective, I can be happy anywhere, in any place, because some of you right now, you're under brutal masters. And I said, well, I'm not a slave. Oh, yes, you are. They even named the card MasterCard. You're under a slave to debt. You're under a slave to, trying to have stuff that you can't afford. It's pushing you to the limit, and you're trying to impress folk that don't really give a hoot about what you got. But yet you're trying to live up to the Joneses and be all of this highfalutin stuff that you really can't afford, and it puts you in debt. You got to slave night and day trying to pay for it. Slavery has not ended, and it's never ended. That's why Jesus said, you cannot serve two masters. And trust me, money is a master. It can be a slave, but for most people, it's a master, because it got you under this debt and this struggle to do and to be and to have stuff that you really don't need to be truly filled with joy. So as I walk this plantation with all of this history, the path that slaves walked so many years ago, but yet some walk with joy and some walk with misery, whether they were slave or slave owners. Joy is independent of that. It's Coach Bronner at the Monticello Plantation here in Charlottesville, Virginia, in the land of Thomas Jefferson. I'm happy, not because of position, but because of perspective. I'll see you tomorrow.